Okay then.
So, all right. So I am here with Cristian Chong. He is currently the account manager for Orovi, and he also has past experience working with Movistar Innova, and as well as having a Master's of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Technology from the University of Waterloo in Canada. So he's very much involved in the startup scene in Santiago, Chile, but obviously since he studied entrepreneurship outside of South America, he has some international experience. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what he has to say about the startup scene in Chile, specifically in Latin America as a whole. So, Cristian, thanks so much for being here with me today. Welcome.
Thanks for the invitation. Thank you.
Okay, so Cristian, maybe we could start out with you telling me a little bit about your background and history and how you got involved with the world of entrepreneurship.
Sure. As you mentioned, I was part of the program called Movistar Innova. It was the first private health program, from a telecommunication company here in Chile. And the idea was to engage people from outside and inside of the company to share and to present their business ideas. So we helped them in terms of looking for mentor, share our knowledge in the telecommunication industry, and also reach different organizations so they can find some funds, they can find help from other business incubators, they can find information about governmental program like Corfo at that time. And I was the coordinator, and also I was in charge of coaching, the entrepreneurs, looking for their business idea, trying to reach them with other people that they might have knowledge in the industry that they were working on. And at that time I was 3 years in Movistar, and I was doing more like a product manager job. So this was very new for me. It was very interesting. So I wanted to be in the other side of the coin, meaning that I wanted to be not sitting, in the office and telling to the entrepreneurs that, okay, go ahead, try to, to promote your business. It was really easy for me to do that because I was working, in a company. So I wanted to be in the other side of the coin. That's why I wanted to maybe gather more knowledge. And I found this master in Canada, in the University of Waterloo. It's called MBET, Master of Business, Entrepreneurship and Technology. And I was 1 year there. And it was a really, really good experience because in Waterloo, there is a very special thing. The university, the companies, the organization there, they were engaged in a real ecosystem. So it was really, really good because if you have an idea or you wanted to, find an investor, maybe a mentor, maybe people that can help you, it was really, really easy. And because it was a very small town, so everybody knows each other. So for instance, I had a business idea related with minery, for instance. I don't have any experience in minery. I can maybe talk with someone in the university or someone in the company, and they can, assist me in maybe you need to talk with these people, or I know a person that can help you. It was really, really awesome, ecosystem. So after that, I realized that in Latin America, there are a lot of opportunities. So I came back, to Chile and look forward to maybe start my own business or be related with a startup, or with the entrepreneurial ecosystem.
Awesome. So how would you compare, you did mention sort of a little bit that it was very easy to find resources and mentorship and things like that in Canada, but how would you compare the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Santiago to either Canada or anywhere else that you might be familiar with?
Well, here is more difficult than in Canada, but I think Chile has done a lot of good things in terms of going to that kind of ecosystem, to build up this ecosystem. Right now, we have a lot of like entrepreneurs, we have a lot of opportunities to raise some funds or to get knowledge or people that know something that maybe you are not expert on. So there are a lot of programs like WIDA, Startup Chile, the business incubators. Also, there's more angels investor in Chile. There are more like hype in that terms. There are more funds, so there are more meetups and people that are gathering together to share their experience. However, I think or feel that we are not reached that level of ecosystem that I saw in Canada, because right now there are like from this side we have like an angel investor, this side we have a business incubator. There are like I don't know, like cells, separated cells, but they are not together. And I think there are two main challenges for Chilean entrepreneurial ecosystem. One is to become a real ecosystem, and two, to find identity. Meaning that, for instance, right now we are looking a lot examples outside, like Silicon Valley. I think it's very valuable, you know, to know another experience, to know the best practices in that terms. But as Chile, we have a particular identity. We are part of Latin America. We have like our own particular business environment. So I think we need to like gather the identity, merge with these all organizations, you know, programs that are going on. Try to gather more entrepreneurs, and I think then we will reach, you know, a real ecosystem.
Okay, awesome. So where do you see the ecosystem in, say, 5 or 10 years? Do you think it's going to continue to grow, or do you think it's going to get stuck?
It's a real tough question, because I think particularly in tech startups, changes are really fast. Maybe in 1 month, your idea is maybe obsolete, or maybe it's or maybe you'll find like 4 other companies that are doing something similar. So it's real tough to forecast maybe, you know, what it's going to be in 5 years. But I think if we, as a Chilean, we do more like collaboration in terms of collaborate, like investor with entrepreneurs with other entrepreneurs, and so on. I think we could, you know, achieve a real thing that could help us as a country to find more opportunities in other industries. Because right now, the major part of our economy depends on depends on raw materials. And I think this is a very good opportunity as country to find new opportunities, new business, and new ways to create value.
So if you had to pick, we've been sort of talking about the ecosystem in more general terms, but if you had to pick one thing for each, what's the best thing about the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Santiago, and then what is the one worst thing about the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Santiago, what would you say?
I think one good thing about entrepreneurial in Santiago is that in every level, meaning from the private sector, public sector, government, investors, people, I think everyone will agree that it's really important for the country to have entrepreneurs. And I think no one will say that it's crazy, to promote entrepreneurship in Chile. So I think that's a really good thing in Chile, that we have that notion that it's really important to have entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
The worst thing that I see in the Chile entrepreneurial environment is that right now there is not too much collaboration in terms of what I saw, for example, in Canada. I think people they are eager, to have their own business, eager to have their own personal project. But sometimes they are like focused only on them.
Right.
Sometimes you need to maybe help another people, talk with other people, and in that way or share your idea, because in that way you can get more feedback, see that maybe your business idea was wrong, before like spending or investing a lot of money. Or maybe you can find new opportunities that other people can see, and because you have a certain background, you cannot see. I think that's maybe the bad thing that we still have. But I think that there's a change of mind on that aspect.
So what's your advice for any aspiring entrepreneurs out there, especially those in Chile, but kind of anywhere?
I think the best idea is to just jump, with your idea. Try to create a prototype, something simple, and validate your idea. Because right now we have so many ways, to share the ideas, to ask for feedback, to build up a prototype in really fast and cheap way, that I think you need to focus on that, to create a prototype, validate your idea, get feedback, and analyze those feedback, so you can build up your idea and get it stronger. The worst thing to do is not listen to anyone, think that you are okay, invest a lot of money, invest a lot of time, and then you realize that nobody will buy your product or your service.
Yeah. I
think that's a really, really wrong, attitude in the entrepreneurial world. Right now you have all the resources to make a really, really cheap and fast prototypes. So that's my advice. And also you need to be very careful about your partner. You need to find a partner that will bring, talent to your project. If you're looking for someone that is like similar to you, I think that's not good, because everyone has like strengths and weakness. So you need to find people that can bring over the table talent that you don't have, so you can complement and you can build something really, really fast.
Awesome. That's great advice. Well, thank you so much for your time, Cristian.
No, thanks to you for the invitation.
Did you find this video helpful or fun? Then share it with a friend who you think would benefit from the dish, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and subscribe to my channel on YouTube so you never miss any of the latest tips, tricks, and tutorials to help your business grow. And you get to see my adventures through the wide world of entrepreneurship and how I use the freedom running my own business gives me. Also, remember to head over to Costa.com so you can get in on the conversation about how to build your business to success so you can live your life your way.